All right, I am back. That's why it's /2, part one for whatever reason, or the first half of this lost volume. I wonder if that's because I got a phone call midway through and it cut it out. So I do apologize if you were on the live stream and you got cut off, or if you left me a question and I didn't get a chance to see it. I have come back on, so we will see who else reconnects. Roger, thank you so much for letting me know that the sound had disappeared. Oh, Amber's on. Hello, hello. This is my second attempt at the live stream. I probably got 30 minutes into the first one, but at some point the volume got disconnected. I don't know why, but so if you had a chance to see the first live stream, that's what happened. Why I just up and left. I wanted to make sure that it's yes, Roger, I'm back. Thank you so much for letting me know that the volume had gone. I had to just cut it off and re-engage. So those people that were on, I apologize if you got cut off midway through. Amber, what's going on in Missouri today? The first part we did the weather report here already. But yeah, what are you up to today? How are the kids? All right, we're getting some people that are rejoining again. That's good. You'll have to re-like again because those are all on the other video. I have to close this off too on the computer. So this will be a strange one because there'll be a part one and a part two. It'll be two separate videos. Oh well. At least Amber, we got you in this video. Didn't see you in the last one. Or a live stream, I guess, not video. Do I have any plans for Valentine's Day? Well, Valentine's Day is my wife's birthday, so it is kind of a milestone day. We don't typically go overboard on that day, as I was saying earlier, that restaurants, they usually put the prices up or give you set menus on the food. It doesn't always match with what we want. I tend to be relatively low key. I don't know if that's a great thing or not, but this year my wife and I are both turning 50, so we have said that what we're going to do, instead of doing big presents or having parties to celebrate that, we're going to try to travel somewhere. We're looking at a cruise. We'd like to go maybe to Croatia, Greece, Italy, that area. So that's what we're kind of looking at right now. I know it's not something we can really afford, but at this stage, we've gone through a lot of milestones and have put off doing anything because we couldn't afford doing it at the time. So if it means us going into debt even further to enjoy it, I think we should, because we're not always going to have our health. We're not always going to have the ability to go and do things. So this year we decided, my son's graduating from high school, so if we go somewhere in the fall, then we don't have school to worry about. My daughter's at university, so she's off on her own already. So it makes the best opportunity for us. So that is our plan. So a long way of saying what are our plans for Valentine's Day. Our plan for Valentine's Day is sending ourselves away somewhere. Alex says his brother is almost done school and then he's going to move into high school. So he's almost done middle school. That's good. Does he have to go somewhere else for high school? Why will you miss him? Are you in middle school with him now? Now, middle school, that terminology for us would be grade 6 to grade 8 is considered middle school. Kindergarten to grade 6 is elementary school. And then high school for us is grade 9 through grade 12. Alex says they're going to have a dance at their school for the 14th. That'll be good. Sorry, just getting messages coming in from other places too. That's the advantage or disadvantage of being on your phone. Not only do I see your comments coming across here, but if I get a notification from something else, it pops up at the top of my screen. So every once in a while I look up at that to see what's coming through. Just like when my daughter tried to FaceTime me during the last one, which I think might have cut off the sound, even though I had to decline it coming in, it did do a momentary pause there too. What grade are you in, Alex, if your brother is in grade 8 now? Treasure Woman, hello. Alex, where are you from? Yeah, I know everybody talks terminology a little bit different. And someplace in the United States, they talk about freshmen and sophomores and seniors and juniors. Some people have that. Some that's more. When we talk about being a senior with more of a university, we don't usually do that with high school. I guess they do refer to them as seniors as they're getting ready to graduate. Alex is in grade 4. Wow. All right. And you're tuning into me? All right. Just going to update this. See what's going on. All right. I'm going to have to... Saskatoon, a fellow Canadian. Nice. Hopefully you've had a good winter on the prairie. Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. My mother was born in Saskatchewan. She was from Swift Current. Roger's using Album Easy for his stamp collection. I've got Album Easy. I've downloaded it. I'm going to try to do that. There looks like really good pages in there, so my Canadian section is pretty well kept, other than the current years. I need to do something with that, but most of those are in yearly albums now, so it's not a big deal. But I do want to go back onto some of the other ones, maybe even like Great Britain and something like that, and use Album Easy, I think. All right, Alex, thanks for joining. I appreciate you subscribing. Amber said, what's the best way to start putting stamps on pages? I have a bunch of stamps in baggies right now, and because I don't know the best way to mount them. Well, first of all, I'm going to say there's no best way. Just reaching up here. I got stamp pages like this. These are standard 9-hole, so they'll fit in almost any album. And you don't have to use hinges on these ones here, so it's going to keep your stamps protected. But it can be pricey to do it that way. If you want to do the old-fashioned way, I think I have it here, but let me show you how my father did it. My father put them on hinges and put them in albums and then wrote the Scott number underneath of them. So that's how he protected his. But he did use these pages as well. You can see how the stamps fit in there, so you don't have to damage them with hinges. And Album Easy kind of creates pages like this, so you can see exactly what the stamp looks like and where it should fit into it. And then you just add your stamps on top of it with mounting hinges. So that's another way of doing it. So there, that gives you a few different options. And then mounts, I have some around there, but yeah, I kind of showed you what a mounts looks like. All right, Alex, bye. So those are Vario pages too, you know. I just learned that term today when someone asked me at the stamp fair how I did my stamps. So I've been doing that with some of the stamps I got at the last stamp fair. I put them in these Vario pages. And they're double-sided, so put them in there. Or you can put them in envelopes. If you see how Snail Mail with Smokey does his, he's got his in individual ones. It shows you exactly the Scott number on it, and it's really good to see how well he did it. It's a lot of work, though. Steven says, Wizard Coin Supplies, awesome place to get stamped Vario pages and binders. All right, is that an online thing? Is it a place, a brick and mortar building? I'm not familiar with it, so Steven, you have to let me know. Typical Bro wants to know what this is about. Every Saturday I have this live stream, and it's just people ask me questions, or they talk amongst themselves too sometimes, especially people that come on every week. They get to know each other, so it's a kind of a good community that way. But my That Dad Guy channel, the videos I do stuff on stamps and post-crossing and Lego and local events that happen around here and hikes and stuff. So that's what this is all about. It's just a day that I get together and talk with other people that are in my community. And what I mean by community is YouTube community, the people that tune in. So that's kind of what this is about. So what we talk about is up to you guys. You guys ask me questions and I try to answer them. They can be about hobbies. They can be about stuff that's going on here. Steven says his grandkids love those pages. The Vario pages? I like them. I mean, those, they can even go down to these things here. You can see there's a few stamps from the coronation from 1937. I did a video on that. That was my stamps of the month this month. And so I appreciate you subscribing. Thank you so much. So no, welcome. Yeah, so now we're talking stamps and we're talking pages just because that was a question that Amber asked. And so you can see how things go. We mix and match. Someone might talk about the weather, then we're talking about the weather for a while. And then someone might talk about, I don't know, what's your favorite dessert? We talk about all sorts of fun things. So no, I don't know what your question is. Stephen, thanks so much. Where are you from, Stephen? I love all the little hearts. All right, we need some thumbs up to go with those hearts. One person has liked this out of the 14 people that are on right now. 17 people that are on. That's great. All right, we want to do another weather check-in. Okay, well, the first video that kind of got cut off, we did do one. I did a walk around outside too and showed you the snow outside. It is 4 degrees currently here, going up to about 6. The snow was melting away. So that's what's happening here in Moncton, New Brunswick, on the eastern side of Canada. So no, I am doing well. Thank you for asking. Hopefully you're doing well as well. The lulls are when I'm either reading your messages coming up or other things that are going on. Let's put these stamp things back up here again. I have some more stamp stuff coming up. It feels like that my channel is turning into a stamp channel sometimes because it all depends on what's going on. So if people are sending me stamps, then I'm doing video on stamps. If it's about postcards, it means I've got lots of postcards that have been coming in. So in Missouri, it is 6 degrees Celsius with a high of 11. You're having spring weather as well, so that's good. Hopefully your winter is almost done. We've been very fortunate with winter this year here, so I'm ready for spring either way. And you can see I've transformed, so those of you that watch my shaving video to see how I went from winter to spring, that was a couple days ago. So perfect example of showing how this channel covers a lot of different things. It's not just about hobbies, but that's the way it goes. Taz says he's ready for a monsoon. Oh, well, stay safe if you got a monsoon coming through. Steven asked, do you get Pikachu on a bus? I don't know what that means. Does that mean doing Pokemon Go? Was the question, have I gotten Pikachu on a bus? I used to play Pokemon Go, actually. Me and my kids used to run around town trying to find stuff. It was fun. Media has joined. It's minus 11 in Helsinki, so it's kind of cold there. Brr. Hopefully you're feeling better, Media, and had a good time at the party. Oh, sweet. Amber went to a meetup last week. Hopefully you got a really cool card as a result of it. Marcin in Poland has joined. Welcome, welcome. It has been a nice winter, so hopefully we're going to have a nice spring too. Marcin, if you don't know, is the person that has created my intro and my very tail end exit to my videos as well, the animated side of it. Very talented. I thank him very much for doing that. He'd actually, Marcin, he'd asked if he should have to update it with my beard. So you can see the beard is gone, so it looks all right now. But it would be kind of funny if in the wintertime when I had my beard, if I did a winter intro, and then in the summer and the spring I had my my shaved one. Who knows? Always ideas. Oh, there might be a meetup postcard coming my way. Sweet. Thank you, Amber. I'll be watching for it in the mail. Oh, I know one thing we should do. We should talk about while we're on here. Those of you that tune in on a regular basis know that on Saturdays we do this where you ask me questions and I answer them. But the first Saturday of every month, I ask a question of you and I get you to send me a postcard in with your response. My address is in the details of the video. So the question for February is, who is the most famous person you have encountered and where? So we want to update that again so we can get lots of people sending in messages about the most famous person they've encountered. And it's usually an up-close encounter. It doesn't mean you had exchanged words with the person, but pretty close would be a decent amount. And let me know who the famous person is, too, just in case I don't know. If you put a person's name, if I said I met, no, I didn't, but I met Anne Murray, how many people of you would know who Anne Murray is? She is a famous Canadian folk singer, and some people know that, and some people don't. But so in your country, someone who might be famous to you might mean very little to me. So explain it as best as you can. And Amber said the person that designed the meetup card did a great job. So I look forward to it. See, was it in Missouri? Was it in St. Louis? Or was it somewhere else that you went to? Roger says he wonders if the Icelandic volcano eruptions have affected the climate this year. Very possible. I mean, there's always things that are going on, whether they're tsunamis or all sorts of stuff. Jude wants to know what this channel is about. Well, normally this channel is about anything and everything that I happen to be doing in my part of Canada. So it could be about my hobbies, could be about Lego, post-crossing, which is sending postcards around the world, stamp collecting, festivals that I go to here, hikes that I go to, travel, things that I do. But Saturday is the day that I connect with everybody who is part of my channel, and they ask questions, and we just get to know each other. Roger says he's encountered Connie Francis, who was a musician, twice in the UK in 1979 and 1996. Jude asked if I play football. I do not play football. Oh, Media has sent a card answering my question of the month. I look forward to that. Thank you so much. And Amber says the meetup that she went to was in St. Louis in a very long time. So that's great that they got to have one there. In a big city like St. Louis, you'd think there'd be lots of post-crossers around. Jude wants to know if I like the NFL. I do like the NFL. Up there on the top is my terrible towels. I am a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, so I don't play football, but I do watch it. And will I be watching the Super Bowl tomorrow night? Probably some of it. It does go a little later than normally for me because I get up early in the morning to go deliver the mail. Nick asked me if I'm a Democrat. Well, I'm not an American, so I'm neither Democrat nor Republican. I'm Canadian. So it doesn't affect me well. I guess global politics affect us all. But Steven says, what is your coolest Canadian stamp you enjoy? Oh, that's a great question. I really like the big $10 whale stamp that came out like a decade ago. It's massive. That is one of the coolest Canadian stamps. There are others, though. There is a really nice blue nose stamp that came out in the 30s, I think. So there's some nice ones. I probably could find them pretty. Jude's asking me if I'm a Republican now. Well, once again, I'm not American, so I'm neither Democrat or Republican. I am Canadian. Jude's asking, what are the political parties in Canada? Well, we don't have a two-party system like the US, so there are lots of political parties that you can be a part of. The major ones are the Conservative Party. That would be our right-wing party mostly. The Liberal Party, who is currently in government now, they are usually our center party. The New Democrat Party, which is more of our left-leaning party. And then the Green Party, which is also on the left end of the spectrum. If you live in the province of Quebec, there's the Bloc Québécois, which is a party only about Quebec, so which is very strange on a national level that you can have a party from one province, and they actually were our official opposition at one point in time, but they are more towards separating from the country. That's the way they want to go. So yeah, we have those parties. Now there are a bunch of other ones. Rhinoceros Party, and you could vote for the Communist Party. There's always some people that have them in different parts of the country that are on the ballot. What else we have? Got some messages that are disappearing. Gary the Green Apple wants to know how it feels to be bald. It feels fantastic. I don't have to pay for haircuts anymore. I do it myself. Bald is cool these days. Jude wants to know if I'm in the Conservative Party. I am not in the Conservative Party. I actually do not have a leaning towards one political party anymore. I can tell you I was at one point a card-carrying member of the Conservative Party, though, when I was younger. So there's a bit of politics for you. Nick asked me if I want Trump. Once again, I'm not American. Trump is an American thing. I'm a Canadian. Roger wants to know, why bald? Did I have some trouble? Well, if you look down the center of my head, there is very little hair there. But the reason I went bald, or the reason I shaved my head, was I was with my kids and we were out one place and we took a picture and you saw the back, and I would say, we call it the monkey's bum. So you have a bald patch. That was the first time I noticed I had it. So I went home and I shaved the rest of my head. I knew I didn't want to go to the point where you have a comb over of hair or you're thinning on top. I didn't want to do that. So I just shaved it all and I haven't regretted it. I really like it. These are weird questions. Am I straight? Yes, I'm straight. I am married. I have 2 kids. Not that there's a wrong with either one. So you can see, people ask all sorts of questions. I'm getting political questions. I'm getting all sorts of stuff. But you know what? The great thing about them, if I see a question I don't want to answer it, I just don't answer it, or I won't respond to it. Either way, I don't care. Marson wants to know what my first Lego set is, and do I remember? Well, I do have the original yellow castle in Lego. I have it, still have it downstairs in my collection. So probably one of my first Lego sets. The space sets that came out in the 80s were part of mine. So those would have been my earlier ones as well. See, there's all sorts of comments now that are popping up that I don't need to respond to. Nika from Russia, good health to you as well. Yeah, the yellow castle's sweet. I really like that one. Someone from Albania, sweet. It is nice seeing people coming from all over the place and joining up. Even better when they do the thumbs up and give me a like. Oh, Marson used to have the spaceship. Jude wants to know if I like the Premier League. I don't watch a lot of soccer. My father is a Chelsea fan because that's where he was born. So he does watch it. I have been watching Wrexham a little bit. As I know that they're very popular these days, but the Welcome to Wrexham program is really cool. I really enjoyed that. So it has connected me a little bit to Wrexham. Not that I'm saying I'm a Wrexham fan, because I haven't given enough time to that sport to be a fan of one or the other. Stephen, I've never been to an international stamp show, no. People have asked about if I would go to one. If there was one handy, I certainly would like to go to one, and I would like to do a video on it if I did. Amber wants to know if I could design a Lego set, what would it be? Oh boy, that would be. You'd want to have something that everyone would want to enjoy, so it wouldn't have to be one country or one place specific. There's been a lot of great themes that have already been captured. I don't know. That's something I'd have to give a lot of thought to. Stephen's an Everton fan. Jude was born in London. Roger says, quest about older stamps from China, Brazil, Japan. Why were the perforations broken and if the blades were blunt? I'm not sure what your question is. Maybe it's not a question, more of a statement. Yeah, I find Saturday afternoons when we do these chats, we have a lot of people that are football fans that come on here, and so their allegiances all over the place, which is great. It is the number one sport in the world. It just doesn't happen to be the number one sport in North America. It hasn't quite caught on here. Yes, here in Canada it is hockey, and we have baseball, we have basketball, there's Canadian football. But sports like soccer, rugby, and cricket, although they are played in some areas of the country, they've never really caught on. Not on the national level anyways. The only time we as a nation support them is when we're in an Olympic type environment and the sport is being played. And that goes for a lot of sports too that are out there that you never really hear of unless it's the Olympics. So you wish that there was more attention played to it. You know, we've had great skiers before, but we are not a leading skiing country. And so when you see skiers show up at the Olympics, you cheer them on, but they don't always get the best results because they haven't had that financial backing as some of our other athletes in other sports have. Well, have we come to the end of this. I know we are coming up on 30 minutes, but we did have 30 minutes in another half of the video too, so I've been doing this for an hour now. I'm glad to see people have been popping on from around the world and giving some positive feedback and some not so positive feedback, but that comes with every live. There's always going to be some. But for the most part, everyone's been good. Ita's just joined the. Are you late? Yeah, maybe. We've been on for 30 minutes, and there actually was another half. I started an hour ago, so we're kind of getting near the end. But unless there's no more questions coming through, I want to remind you once again the question I have for you guys going forward, if you want to respond to it: who is the most famous person that you've encountered and where? And you can always send that to the me at the description of the video. That's where my address is. And then the first Saturday in March, any postcards I've received by then, I will read off and let you know. Being asked what my favorite soccer team is. I don't really have a favorite soccer team. Like I just said a few minutes ago, my father's from Chelsea in England. That's where he was born. So that's the team that he supports. And I have watched Welcome to Wrexham. So I've been watching I follow a little bit about how Wrexham continues to do. But that's it. All right, you guys. I think we're going to wrap it up. And thanks everybody who has joined and has contributed to it. So hopefully, Natalia from Poland, hello, hello. I'm going to say goodbye, and we'll talk to you guys next Saturday when I'm back on for live again. In the meantime, hopefully you'll tune into some of the other videos that I post, and you can always leave comments on those too if you like it. I have posted two that I wanted or asked a question to you guys that if you want to leave responses on, leave your input. Next month when I go to a stamp show, what should be a theme of stamp that I should look for? So I'd like to hear your comments back on that to see what comes up. And if there are multiple people saying the same thing, then maybe that's what I'll look for. All right, that's going to be it for today. Have a magical week.